And welcome to this video where we will be continuing our journey in the domain of asset security, which is the domain 2 of CISSP. And today we will look into what is called as asset life cycle. Now we have already established in the previous video the definition of an asset, what is an asset and how does it relates to the organization or the business that it is serving, the purpose of that particular organization or business. It is also important to make an asset inventory so we know what we have and where it is what we have. In terms of having an asset also entails that an asset goes over the usage of its life, and that's why understanding the capability of what an asset entails also very tightly connected with what is the life cycle of an asset. Now, the life cycle of an asset starts with once you acquire something, it's called acquisition. Uh, but before you do that, you will have to have a planning of what you want to have. For example, if you are in a data center business or if you are in a automaking business, you will have a different need for different assets. It has to be decided, but what is that an asset gonna add value to your business or organization? Once we acquire the asset, then we put it into operation, because that is why you have acquired an asset. And since it is in operation, it is bound to undergo wear and tear. So, for example, if you have a supply chain or logistics business, if you have a business about heavy earth machines that is used for construction, they will undergo wear and tear according to the usage, but also over the span of their usage. Therefore, it is also very important that you apply a proper maintenance schedule or the maintenance framework on your assets. It so happen that even after having a proper maintenance schedules and a proper checkup of your assets, so to say, it will still reach to the point where there is no more usability left in the asset. So you can take, for example, case of lithium ion batteries that going over repeated charging over a period of time, they at the end lose their capability to charge anymore, and that's when they lose their value for whichever purposes they are being used. And that is where they need to be decommissioned or being put as a waste with a proper disposal method being applied. Now, to hold your asset, it is also important that you have a proper configuration management database or any other possibilities or abilities or applicability that you may have, which is similar to CMDB. Now, over the life cycle of an asset, we do many things as we have already identified. And in terms of the applying controls, we have different control areas like change, patch management, and identity access management. But we have different kind of controls that we apply, and those are technical, administrative, or physical control. Important to note that as we have also said in the last video, your asset inventory to have a proper life cycle should be up to date, is appropriately safeguarded, and it's need to know kind of access and usage, and it has to be continually evaluated. What are the benefits of an asset classification? Well, it helps you to achieve, for example, accurate asset inventory, so you don't over and under spend, gain insight into your working environment, optimize the capability to change, patch, and apply proper vulnerability management concepts, and there are many, many more. Now, it is important to understand that technically, in terms of how we look at the assets in IT control, is that we tend to divide an asset into various tiers. For example, you can have a database, you can have networking devices, you have laptops, and the significant systems or the application. All this makes an asset for an IT driven organization. There is relative importance of all this, therefore they tend to follow different life cycle. For example, database can run for 10 years, but a networking device may be replaced or have a shorter asset life cycle of maybe 2 to 3 years. A laptop probably even less. To help you with the asset classification, also to apply the concept of asset life cycle, there are very country specific rules and regulation around it. You may not have to remember all of them, but it is good to know some of them. There are also ISO standards available to help you with the asset classification. And important to note, most of them actually propagates the idea that if you find an asset in your inventory which is which is undisclosed, or which you have not seen before, or which is kind of got into unplanned, you tend to apply the maximum security controls over it, because you may never know what it is. Of course, after an initial estimation and analysis of what you found out after analyzing that asset, you may then reduce the security controls or the controls applied to that asset little lower. But to begin with, such an asset which are unplanned, undisclosed, you have no idea about it, should merit a very highest level of controls, be it administrative, technical, or security, whatever it may entail towards it. So with that, I will stop here. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.